Hey, Glue Troopers, Max and Max's Models here. And a Glue Trooper made a comment that the Revell 1/72nd scale P-51B that I built was actually the Monogram kit 1/72nd scale. And I didn't really know. According to ScaleMates in 1998, it was a new tool. So I started digging around, and it was really hard to find a picture of all the parts of the old Monogram 1/72nd scale Mustang, but I did finally find some pictures of all the parts on one that was for sale. And I know they often rework molds, and it's possible that Revell simply reworked the old Monogram mold, but I found a lot of differences, which made me think that maybe it was a new mold, but they may be calling a new mold modified, or they may be using the old mold as a pattern to make a newer mold and making some changes. Some of the differences were that the Revell kit had the landing gear doors coming in one piece for each side, so they basically came in retracted. You had to cut them to make them extended. Whereas the Monogram kit had 4 separate gear doors. The canopies were different because the Monogram kit included a Malcolm hood, but that's not really a big deal. Acrylic parts are recut and made all the time. That really doesn't mean anything. The wings, the lower edge of the wings, had the shackles molded in place for either the bomb or the drop tank, and had ejection ports for the shell casings, which quite frankly I think look a little oversized, which was, of course, as I mentioned, not the case with the Revell kit, where you had to drill out holes for the shackles, which were separate parts that glued on. And also, the detail in the cockpit appeared to be much less with the Monogram kit. Now, of course, I'm assuming this is the Monogram kit he's referring to, whereas the Revell kit had looked to be an entirely different cockpit. And also, one of the big things was that the old Monogram kit had the spinner and props as one complete molded piece, no individual propeller blades like the Revell kit, although both of them did have separate backing plates for the spinner. And as I looked through, I was just thinking, I mean, they're both 1/72nd scale Mustangs, so there's gonna be a lot of similarity in them, but I don't think it's the same mold, and if it is the same mold, then it was definitely extensively reworked, which may be why they call it a new mold. Another thing was that the radiator exhaust underneath the airplane was molded in place on the Monogram kit, whereas it was a separate piece on the Revell kit. But then again, these could just be updates to an old mold. It really doesn't take that much to change them. The Revell parts look crisper also, which no doubt a factor of time. No telling how many times the Monogram kit had been, how many shots had been put through to the point the molds may have been wearing out, and would probably needed to be reworked anyway. So if it's actually the old Monogram kit, then they certainly did a great deal of work to it. I can't say that it is or it isn't, but also the old Monogram kit came with a stand, which was not included in the Revell kit. But again, none of these mean that what he's saying is wrong. They simply would have reworked it, added a few parts, put some plugs in it, and cleaned it up, or again, perhaps used it to use as a basis to cut a new mold. I don't know. And he could very well be right. I don't want to say he's not, but there's certainly a lot of differences in the kit. And if anybody knows the story on that, we'd be interested to hear it. So anyway, I'm in a hotel room tomorrow, one more day of work, and then tomorrow night I'm back home, and we can get ready for a live stream. I'll talk to you guys later. I have no idea what the live stream is going to be about yet. I have been too busy at work, got a lot of things going on. Put in the comment section any ideas, something you'd like to talk about, and I'll see if I can work it out. And that's where I'm at for right now. Guys, you take care of yourselves, and as always, model on.